Hello and welcome to this live Q&A and gameplay demo of ChainArena. ChainArena is the latest addition to the ChainGuardians universe and is our very first mobile game. It joins ChainGuardians RPG, ChainGuardians and Cryptoverse in our growing gaming ecosystem. In ChainArena, the famous Guardians embark on a new adventure and must fight their way through the mysterious world and back home to the Cryptoverse. The game is a classic Idon RPG, which means the strategy comes from the team you select and the powers you have. Can you make it back to the Cryptoverse? You'll find out very soon when the game drops this holiday season. Today, we're going to be looking at the game, the basic gameplay, what you do, the characters, and much more. We'll give away some warrior cards and tell you how to register for the airdrop if you haven't done so yet. Any questions? Put them in the chat. We'll keep an eye on them and answer as many as possible. To talk about the new release, we've pulled out the big dogs. Please welcome Idon, Noi, and Fran, Chief Creative Officer, Co-founder, and Head of Law, respectively. Welcome to the stream, guys.
Hello, hey everyone.
Hi guys. I wanted to make sure that I wasn't on mute there for that whole time. That would have been a disaster.
You were good. You're good.
Thank God for that. Okay, thanks for coming, guys. Really appreciate you joining us and here to talk about ChainArena. Idon, I wanted to start with you, right? Executive producer, I'd call you on this project. Idon, straight away, from your perspective, why ChainArena and why now?
Yeah. So, hey everyone. So, I want to talk about I think ChainArena is likely, I would say, the biggest impact or the best Web3 game for rest of the next rest of 2022, but likely also a big title for 2023. We have so much stuff we've been working on this for at least almost close to a year, but the whole production kind of started about in terms of doing a lot of coding and starting testing almost for 6 months. There's so much stuff that's actually in here. Just going to be so excited to talk about it. But I do want to touch on, why ChainArena, because those of you guys who are closer to our ecosystem, you guys know that we already have an RPG. So why another RPG? So I do want to back up a little bit. Like ChainGuardian, we've been a brand since 2018. We work with all the blockchain project out there, and we build superhero characters for them. But we also integrate their tech. So which means every single project we work on, we try to use their blockchain. We try to use their technology, we use Chainlink for their VRF. We use PancakeSwap for the staking. So then we try to incorporate all this. So we have the original RPG, which is a game which we use almost like a test vehicle to incorporate all those different IPs. So which means in that title, it's really ensuring that all the NFT technology can come together. So that's kind of our core RPG. Now, this year, with all of the, when we started this year, we were in the bull market. We really find to say, hey, it's great that we can build our own product. Now, let's take the core ChainGuardian IP and let's put it into rest of the world. So which means we're not only making our game, but we actually want to move our Web3 IP into Web2. So, and we also have, of course, during bull market, opportunity to work with bigger studio. As you guys know, we also have the Cryptoverse, which is the metaverse. So we started talking to a lot of different, really much bigger studio, game studio to say, hey, eventually you guys want to onboard up to the Cryptoverse. So throughout that journey, we found out many of the Web2 game developing companies, they were still, although at that time they were already looking into NFT, but they were not too sure about how to do it yet. So then, therefore, we kind of found quite a few partners and ending up with this particular one, this company called HDM. They're based in Korea. They made many successful games before. They were like, is there opportunity where we can put our Web3 IP and put it into kind of the Web2 space? So the end result is we have this game, which is, I would call Web 2.5. The main aim of this game is not directly toward the Web3 player, but to also work with the Web2 player, which means a much bigger audience, and being able to onboard them onto their first NFT, which later in this call we can talk about. So that's kind of the two things. And this particular one, we're not focusing on all of the blockchain tech, but we are taking kind of a core pillar of the blockchain tech and to work with this studio, which is already have released many successful games before. So we co-developed this title, being able to kind of be one of our vehicle, A, to put Web3 IP to Web2 space, but secondly, to also be able to bring mainstream adoption through this game. Yeah, so that's kind of the essence of it.
Fantastic. Thank you for that, Idon. I think that's very clear, actually. And like you said, the more people that come onto the Web3 space, that come into our server, just benefits everybody, right? It's not just us, it's everybody in our whole ecosystem that benefits from that growth. Exactly.
Definitely.
Fran, I want to come to you quickly because I know you've been ingrained in this project since day one, writing lore from start to finish. Fran, talk to me about the lore and the stories of ChainArena and how the Guardians got themselves in this mess.
Well, I was Idon introduced me to ChainArena, and he said our Guardians are in an underworld and they need to make their way, and it's a completely different universe to ours. And I thought long and hard about it. I thought, are we going to do something quite complex? But then, I'm a bit of a Doctor Who fan, and the kind of Bad Wolf series where there's that rift in space and time. And I thought, what better way for us to be sucked into the underworld than through a rift in space and time? So it's inexplicable. It just happens. But our Guardians were on a normal mission, kind of checking out for gatekeepers, looking out for any kind of bad guys, when all of a sudden they're kind of sucked into this underworld. And it's a strange place with strange monsters, things they've never seen before, and they've got to battle their way to the very end in order to get back home. But whilst they have use of their powers, they have no way of communicating how to get back home. So people are separated from their loved ones. Lolita is separated from Kuma, which is really awful. So yeah, they're on this battle. They have to meet their kind of Rachel and the rest of the crew, the Basil crew, as they fight against the dragon necromancers. And it's one exciting adventure.
That is awesome. And I imagine there'll be maybe one day other Guardians will be joining them on their journey here, right? In this quest.
Definitely. I envision other Guardians. These little rifts are going to open up all over the place, and you're going to get other Guardians joining them. And the only way to get back is to defeat the main boss, the dragon, and obtain something special, which will allow you to get back home.
Cosmic Rift. Thanks, Fran. That's awesome. Noi, I know you're sitting there waiting patiently, so I wanted to come to you too. Talk to me about the creative process of ChainArena and kind of how you brought this to life.
So I'm going to be honest with you. Didn't really have to do much at all because we're actually using a lot of the aesthetics and assets from our RPG, and that's how a part of the reason why we were able to get ChainArenas up and going so quickly. And I know that there's a question CryptoMonk posted there. This kind of directly relates to that as well. These are two separate teams. Like being the chief creative officer, I have visibility on both teams, and the ChainArenas game was pretty much completed. We're just essentially, it's almost like a team up. It's almost like Capcom versus Street Fighter kind of thing, where we would integrate our universe into their kind of universe type of thing. So it's very nimble and mobile. So if there are any fears there, we did not neglect the existing RPG. Instead, we're using assets from that and putting it into ChainArenas with a different color, with a different coat of paint. Like the ChainArenas team, which is a separate team, decided to color it differently. If you notice, if you zoomed in, you would see it's all airbrushy and nice and stuff like that. But the move sets are essentially identical. But yeah. I can speak about the cards as well, the NFT cards that we've created. It's the background, the gate portal is actually created in 3D. So when we do have it in the metaverse, you will actually be able to visit that portal and take your avatar, whatever it is, and take a snapshot of it. And then it'll populate like graphics around it. And it could be an NFT card in and of itself. So we kept that in mind as well to kind of, it's almost like work smarter, not harder kind of thing. We thought that was very cool. And Idon came up with that early on. It was very awesome. So if you look at if you notice on the card, that's what that portal is. It's the portal that they get beamed through, and it's also a backdrop for your NFT or whatever. Yeah, I mean, outside of that, like I said before, I didn't have much involvement with the art because it was already there. a lot of the UI, a lot of everything was already made. I mean, mind you, it's still a lot of work, but not nearly as much as creating an entirely new game like the ChainGuardians game.
Fantastic.
That's all.
And ChainGuardians is obviously well on track for its January release, as we announced recently. So that's great. I just wanted to come to you, Idon, quickly again, actually. So ChainArena is coming to Cryptoverse, right? In some way?
Oh yeah, definitely. So as Noy mentioned, when we started the game, we're really thinking about all the way from Web3 to Web2 adoption and everything into the Cryptoverse, which is, I mean, we already reserved a Cryptoverse land location for the ChainGuardian NFT holders. And then, like Noy mentioned, the first thing the reason why we're building in 3D was because we're already thinking about what would it look like. So if I was to be through the portal at the Cryptoverse, then I need my avatar. Then I can right away take a picture, and then I'd be man, I can make my own ChainGuardian card, right? It's oh, that's where these people are being made. So we're already thinking about concept for how that all tied together. Yeah, so it's a kind of like end-to-end play there.
Fantastic. Idon, do you want to load up your machine and start showing us this thing? I think it's what people want to see.
Yeah,
and then,
for sure.
Let's
if anyone has any
go.
questions, just jump in and we'll talk through some different gameplay features. Try and cover a lot of different things there. But any questions, tell us. We're here to answer.
Tell us all. Spill all the secrets.
Okay.
These glasses.
I want that Bitsy card, by the way. In case I haven't been annoying in chat enough already.
Yeah, we're gonna have to talk about those cards.
Are you able to add my screen to the main screen? Awesome. Okay, so I've been playing this level for almost I would say the past hour. And I see every time you die, you kind of just restart that level. It's like stage 140. So high level of this game, it is classified as idle RPG. So which means there isn't much button mashing, right? See all the characters kind of fight itself. It's a lot about team management or managing your entire team, upgrading them so that they can kind of move forward. What's also very interesting is, as an idle RPG, it has two idle mode. Idle means you don't have to do anything and it's playing. One of the idle mode is a power saver mode. So pretty much you just save your screen power. It's essentially actually still playing in the background. The more interesting one of the idle modes, even if you turn the game entirely off, come back in 10 days and it's going to say, hey, this is your progress since then. So the game is still playing, even though you're not playing. So that's kind of just want to describe the genre, right? So in terms of genre, right, it's quite a different type of genre than our other internal RPG. So that was kind of well, obviously we're not going to make exactly the same genre. So and definitely this is more towards mobile user as kind of the key focus. And as you know, our internal RPG is more of a desktop, web, and this is purely mobile. Now let's talk about the more exciting stuff, which is so where is our Guardian character? So I'm gonna pop up, probably one of our favorite character, Bitsy, and then all of a sudden, I think when she's in 19, then I think it's entirely different story. And by the way, this different version of her, those with what we call aura badge, which we'll describe a little bit later, essentially is kind of if you have the original NFT card, you will be getting the ChainArena version, and thus you qualify to have this aura version of Bitsy. For those of you, because we are tackling what we call a freemium space, so which means as a Web 2, even if you don't have any of the, if you don't want to deal with NFT, that's fine. You can play the entire game from start to finish, get every single character without the NFT. But now, of course, what we actually are doing through this entire process is, as you were to play, you saw my background, bonding curve. So what's this bonding curve thing? So which means that as you were to play the game, you actually are able to get the NFT. So which means, through the game, when you increase the rarity of your level, I'll probably go to our character screen and talk about the characters itself. As you were to play the game, you can kind of throughout the game, you kind of enhance. You can pick up all these bones as you were to kind of play the game, and you can enhance your character. I don't know if I have enough bone here, but once I have enough bone, I can then actually increase my evolution to the next class. So it's actually quite interesting because what the bonding curve is telling us is that the first X amount of character, I think for the freemium characters, I think it's the first 50 character, the 50 player that get their character to rarity C, you will be able to get that character's NFT airdrop to you. So that's a super cool thing. Now, if you were not the first 50, then you can be the next 50 that reaches the rarity B. So which means if you just start early, you will be able to get the NFT free. And once you have the NFT version of it, then that character gets the aura. Okay, so that's kind of the competitive of this game. So even if you start a little bit later, yeah, you can still get it, but it will take you a little bit longer to grind into it. Now it is one per character per account. So which means that you cannot getting C and also getting B, getting A. It is just one per character. When you have so in this game, the NFT card just enable you essentially the aura. So which means that essentially that you only need one. If you have five. Five of these NFT, it doesn't really give you 5 characters. You still have 1 character, but the 1 character is with the aura. So yeah, that's kind of the essence of enjoying the the Christmas celebration. So from now till Christmas, when you do get your the airdrop claim, if you have the original card, you will get the character, and then you will actually have the aura badge. So which means you will be able to play the character. Now, for those people, which if you're just a normal, hey, I don't have the NFT, I want to be able to acquire Seth. So you could actually acquire it inside the game as well by paying kind of the traditional freemium space, which means you can buy the character with the gens, which you can obviously buy with fiat, like a normal game. However, you don't get the NFT version. And also you don't get the aura. Aura does give the character 30% buff, so that you are 30% stronger if you have the aura badge version. So high level, yeah, that's pretty much it. But let's take a look at one character here. We pick our favorite character, Bitsy. Bitsy also have all kinds of skills, which it can develop and make stronger. We just spent a lot of time looking at the various different skill set. Fran actually specifically created all of these. A lot of these skills that it has. Wheel dump. So we did spend a lot of effort on trying to make this very much integrated. Bullish blow. So it's a lot of interesting parts. As you were to increase your character, you will be able to then unlock some of these skills. So which means right from the beginning, Bitsy's Boolean Blast. Yeah, great. So I actually quite enjoy looking through all this skill set. So yeah, you can increase them by just you earn bones. So since we started, I think I probably earned a whole bunch of bones already. I think every single kills I make, you can see that you essentially I'll get coins. The coins that you get, you can upgrade. Essentially, the point of the game is upgrading your character. Now, for those of you super lazy, there is a way which you can get auto mode by paying a little bit of gens, so that you don't have to manually come back and upgrade. So that's the key thing. So I have auto mode on right now, so that I don't have to manually reset. And yeah, it's a full-fledged feature game. Yes, you saw. There is a lot of features which I haven't unlocked. Right, there's the daily dungeon, which is a slightly different mode, which you can actually receive all kinds of different the bones we talked about earlier, the fragment, which will do other upgrades. There is functionality for be able to do a refinery, to be able to combine all kinds of stuff. There's a shop. There is actually guild functionality. So inside guild, once you reach a certain level, you'll be able to form your own guild, invite other people, spawn guild monster, and guilds will actually give all your guild member additional team buff, so you can be stronger. There is PvP mode. This is more like a player versus NPC version of the player, right? So which means you have a team, you can challenge other team player to become the top of the PvP. That have its own ladder. And kind of the end game, dragon raid, where you're fighting pretty much the hardest NPC stages, which is other team characters, in order for you to kind of fight the dragon at the end. So that's kind of the end game mode. Yeah, so it's a full free feature game, even including like end game balances. Spend a lot of time on trying to figure out how all of that work. And also, Hatchery I want to talk about. So Hatchery, we actually made it quite interesting. Essentially, you're able to select pets. So what the pets look like they are essentially various different monsters that will gonna help to boost your team. What we are working on for the next quarter is we will be integrating a lot of various different other projects pets, so that likely Akuma, likely the bunnies, likely some kind of parrot. Those are our past characters. Along with we want to collaborate with other NFT PvP project, maybe some birds, maybe some monkeys. So we'll see how far we can get with those. In terms of adding into a pet, so which means that obviously the pets will be a character on the side, like a sidekick character that help you play the game. Along with what I think is very important when we say what's a freemium game, which means that this entire game, when you start the entire game, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I think 6 characters which you do not have to pay any money at all. You just have to play through the quests and kind of just follow step by step to be able to unlock all 6 characters. And the rest of them, obviously, the first one you have to pay with Gen, which you have to spend money on. The other ones you can actually eventually get just by getting enough of these other items, which you can just get throughout. So it just takes you a little bit of longer grind to get. I think one of the characters unlock based on your PvP. So if you play PvP, you'll be able to unlock them. And there are, I think, a few of them that is. And this one I think unlocks through guilds. So you have to be participating in guild activities to unlock it. So there's various different characters. Some of them, pretty cool. And then the ChainGuardian characters, which you can either acquire directly with gens, or if you have the Aura badge, which we're airdropping, by the way. And I think airdrop closed on December 20th. If you have the original card, make sure you claim one. There is in total supply. There is actually only 30 Aura badge. So what we did there was the original Bitsy NFT, there was only 15. So essentially, we airdrop 15 for the 15, as long as you qualify and meet the qualification. We double all the supply. Rest of them, we're going to put into a booster. We call it FOMO packs, which will be released likely in Q1 through Launchpad. So then you can acquire those and be able to get these characters. So essentially, we double the total supply. We gave everyone who already have one, and the rest of them will be airdrop. Now, what's most interesting, like why we're doing this, is that our vision view is all of the ChainGuardian card, we call them the master card or the original card. So you only have to hold the original NFT card in order for you to get new cards that will activate other games in the future. So which means if you have the Bitsy card, even if you don't play the game, you get another character card for that other game. You can go sell that extra character card if you like. But that character card only access specific game. So which means we want to increase the collectability of the original card. So which means that you just have to hold one, and then yes, all these title comes out. You get airdrop of all these version of these title of the card, and then you can then play those games, or you can say, hey, I'm gonna sell these NFT instead because I just want to collect the original card. So it does add a lot of tremendous value to the original character cards. And the last thing I want to mention, one of the other reasons why we kind of did that is we were struggling to try and figure out today, okay, I have the original full character card. Now I'm going to make this game. So, but it has this, Bitsy, chibi-like character. So how do I represent this character and the original character on the same NFT? So we're like, okay, the better way is let's just create this new way of doing things, which is creating these, you can call it additional game access card, which essentially, have its own unique design. So that's kind of the other reason why we did it. Anything I missed out, Dan, that you want to talk about?
No, I think that's good. So I guess
leaderboard. Sorry, I just want to talk about leaderboard one second. The most important thing is this is a testnet leaderboard right now, as you see. It's all my name up there because I've been doing a lot of testing. And this level 50 was not, essentially we were trying to test the end game mode because once you get to level 50, you can open everything up. I want to mention a few things that's quite important here because initial player, if you don't understand, it might be a little bit confusing. How to read this leaderboard. On the right-hand side, this is your current stage. So as you can see, right now, stage 181. So if you divide your current stage by 100, that is equal to your player level, okay? So now how the leaderboard work here is, there is something inside the game called rebirth. So what this rebirth does is that you will be able to reset your stage back to 0. I think you have to clear to at least stage. Yeah, you need to you need to clear at least to stage 1000 for you to rebirth. So now what's going on here is, if I reach level 1000, I will be at level 10. So 1000 divided by 10 equal, 1000 divided by 100 equal 10. Now that's the highest stage I ever reach. So that's why I will be at level 10. However, my stage I can reset. So now why would you reset? First of all, you get all these additional perks. You get extra eggs when you do it. You can read all through all this detail. You get some kind of a buff essentially. So now the main reason why you do it is, second time around, if you're stuck at a certain stage, you don't want to be paying more money to play, then you do a rebirth. Then you come back second time around, you now have extra pet, you're now a little bit stronger, but however, your stage get reset. So ultimately, in order for you to get to the top of the leaderboard, is that you will be doing resets, right? So which means, although I have the highest level, there will be one leaderboard for, in terms of rewards, for people that has the highest leaderboard. There is another one for the highest stage each week. So you can see we do have a leaderboard for each week. So you can go back and say, okay, back in week 48, who's on the top. So by week, because some people have to reset their account, in order for them to reach the highest level eventually, it allows new people and other people that can continue to grind without reset the chance to be able to be at the top of the leaderboard. So that's kind of the interesting mechanism we have. We are also looking at, when we do the final game release, we might do another leaderboard that focus on people which has a brand new account that just started within the past 30 days. So there's quite a few things that we're doing. Now, to talk about prizes, what we're doing here is including the testnet. We will be, the top of the leaderboard will be able to get FOMO packs as well as a dedicated character drop. So I think what we decided was that if you're the highest level at the end of the beta release, which will only run for, I think, four weeks or so, or less, 2 to 4 weeks. If you're the highest level 1, 2, 3, you'll be able to get a Bitsy, Seth, Lolita, and the rest of up to 10, you'll be get a random ChainGuardian aura badge. So if you have nothing, you're top of the leaderboard, you better get that. And for every week, we'll Q.
Sorry, that's just cute. That's just... what is it? Red pill or blue pill? What is it?
Yeah, you want to tell
it's exit pill.
It's a cue for you to pass that. Yeah. So this last thing is that every week's leaderboard, we will also be giving FOMO packs, which has a chance to get various different character in the game when we release. Yeah, I'll pause there.
I see. So the rebirth kind of sounds like a bit like New Game Plus, right? So you kind of start again, but with you're fully level. You can blast through the levels much quicker than before, basically, because you're much more powered up. Very nice.
Dan's a gamer.
Yeah. What I'm worried about, Noi, is that Idon is just going to be top of the leaderboard for the next 20 years.
That's pretty much.
I think he is. I think he's already been grinding so hard that he is going to be.
Yeah. Oh, I do want to mention, so there's a full reset upcoming. So everything for the beta release, once we release the game, there'll be a full reset. Everything will be set to 0. And then we'll run that for about 2 weeks. During that 2 weeks, purchases in the store is open. So the full account, everything wiped by the time we kick off. Obviously, we'll announce ahead of time so everyone can start at the same point. And after that, we will be doing an official launch. All your character, all your upgrade stays. On the official launch, we are just wiping the level and stages. So which means your upgrades and stuff like that still there. Stages again start at 0, but you will get a little bit head start if you will participate in the beta release essentially. Of course. So I think. As we mentioned earlier, right? Like these stages, eventually people have to reset. So I think there's a lot of opportunity for people to earn and win. And of course, there's also PvP, ladder board, etc. in the future as well.
exciting.
Brilliant. I just wanted to quickly just go over as well one crucial part that we get asked about a lot. Just talking about the difference between a hero and a warrior. Is it essentially the heroes kind of have this 30% buff basically over the warrior has the buff over the hero?
Yeah. So so essentially we define hero as anything that doesn't have the aura, doesn't have the glow. So which means that if you were just playing the game, all the freemium character has no glow, so that's the hero. When you get, be part of the bonding curve, if you make it to the bonding curve, then you will get the glow and does the aura boost. So you can know you have the aura boost because it lights up. So then once you have the aura boost, we call it the hero warrior. So which means now it's no longer just a hero, but it's also a warrior hero. So that's kind of the two class. I do also want to mention we started to use this word FOMO around the whole thing. So we also have FOMO hero. So what that means is essentially it's not a freemium character. So characters inside a game which you actually have to purchase. So we call it the FOMO hero. So that's kind of, instead of saying paid, it's technically FOMO, you have to buy inside the game.
It sounds like it's going to be one of those experiences that people just need to get involved in and just sort of click around and get trying on it and clicking different things and just getting themselves ingrained in the whole system. Yeah,
I think so. I think it takes a little while. Like, I think when I first started, this game actually, to me, has quite a bit of stickiness because I was like, I'm just going to try this. And then I was like, wow, there's so much stuff. And then I start playing, and the deeper I get, it's definitely a little bit of a rabbit hole. Yeah, so I think, Fran, I think you play a little bit.
Yeah.
What's your experience?
I found it quite addictive. So every night, like, I'd be going on and seeing where my character got and how much I could upgrade. I was pushing that button so many times, upgrade, see how many bones I could collect. I didn't quite break into the dungeons, but I definitely wanted to try out the dungeons. I think that's going to be a fun element.
Yeah, and the reason why I got quite far in the game is because I was under pressure to do all the testing. I know other people testing. We haven't tested that mode, so I have to leave my phone out for a long time in order for me to get to the right stage so I can test that mode before we have to go release. So there's that part as well.
Oh, that's funny. So Noi, have you tried it too much yet, or are you waiting to download it on the beta?
That's it right there. And plus, I don't want to put my marriage in jeopardy. I have this kind of obsessive compulsive thing where once I start something, I really get into it, and it's a lot of when I'm playing this, I anticipate a lot of bathroom time. Just sitting there.
No, but it's an idle game, no way. You just need to be sleeping in no way. It's an idle
but I
game.
want to see it. I want to see Bitsy doing slashing and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, but yeah, it's gonna be awesome, and that's a big point too. Is that it's on mobile, so I think that's a huge thing.
Yeah,
and I think I wanted to say that the animation is unbelievable. I know we've imported it from the RPG, so that will be in the new RPG. But the animation behind the characters, it's mesmerizing, and that's one of the reasons why, every night I'm playing. It's oh my god, they could do that! Oh, that's so cute.
It's cool, right? It's cool
Yeah,
seeing
really
our characters
cool.
that way. It's so awesome.
Really cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see it till the end game version where wow, there's a lot of special moves and stuff like that they can do. Which queued me up for thinking. I wanted to actually share something. So I just want to show you guys this is a video. This is not an actual game. So throughout the game, if you play, I'm gonna replay this a few times, right? You see Bitsy that just did that flash. I'll do it one more time, right? It's literally I was okay. I mean, was that just lightning, or maybe it was something else? So I'll play it one more time. Literally, I was what is that? And then I was okay, I'm gonna check out a frame. And then I literally go back to the game. You guys can see this, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I literally go back and say, whoa, okay, so
cool. Yeah.
In the sky, okay. And then she kind of just okay, there's this, that's one strike. And then she comes down, and then here's a second strike, which this crazy, I don't know what this is, I don't know, something flashes maybe dust from the lightning or something like that, right? Okay, so that was a second. So 1, 2, a third strike here, okay, and then a fourth strike here. She's fourth strike here, and then she flashes back. You know what this reminds me of? it reminded me like watching like Bleach, right? It's like, oh, they're just too high level that I couldn't see it, so that was it, right? So it's like normal, it's okay, and then but if you slow it down, it's like, okay, what does that move like? Like Sunbow or something like that. It's like, oh, it moves so quickly I couldn't see it, so that's it. I'm like, okay, I finally get it. I finally get Bleach.
That's Bitsy, right?
Yeah.
Bitsy Flash.
Better than everybody
I don't
else.
know you want to talk more about it because I know like Ash did all like the drawing and stuff like that. Just like, more you want to talk about the chibi art.
No, whatever you see there, I'm super excited. Very happy with what the art team over here is doing, right? Like, so it's awesome. I love seeing it being translated into the ChainArena's game as well. But I want to highlight Adam's question here. Can I get a free Bitsy? That's the most important thing. That's the most important thing out of this whole live stream.
Oh, yeah. So I maybe this is a good point to bring it up, right? So so we haven't really talked about where are like the drops is happening. So actually, it sounds like here that have already been dropped to people's wallet. They just don't know about it yet. At this point, we're dropping everything on the testnet. And then essentially we'll be doing one-to-one replacement on the mainnet once we do the hard release. So pretty much, if you have it on testnet, you'll get it on the mainnet. And so now, where is the testnet? So people are asking, is it going to happen? Are we going to see things on OpenSea? So unfortunately, this time around, we're likely not see it on OpenSea. And the testnet is going to be on something called Chainverse. Now, recently, there was some blockchain that got released focusing on gaming. So it is on one of that test net. And I would say the test net is called Chainverse. So it sounds like ChainGuardian may be creating a blockchain. And the main net will be, obviously, it's also going to be called Chainverse. More announcement about that later on. I can't talk about where or when it's on, but it's on one big chain, which is supported by a lot of big game developer brands.
Big game developers.
Yeah, big.
Really exciting.
Yeah. So yeah, we've been very close with that team because the teams behind that tech was our partner since 2018. So yeah, that's going to be super exciting. Yeah. Look forward to hear more about that soon.
What is Chainverse? Is Adam stirring up trouble again?
He knows we can't talk about it, so he's asking the question. Thanks, Adam, for that annoying question.
Just did though.
No, we just answered it. Actually, there was a question earlier on I wanted to ask you about, Idon. Someone in the chat asked, how many levels are there in ChainArena? Like, how long is it going to take?
Yeah, so I got to level 5,200.
Oh my god!
When you start to enable the end game mode, so yeah, I think it can be quite a bit of a grind. I believe what I heard from them, there's maybe close to 10,000 stages. But I need to, I need to confirm. It's one of those like you will know when you get there. But we might extend that further as well. Yeah.
How many themes as well? Like, are there different background themes as we keep going along? Does it keep transitioning into other areas?
Yeah, so I want to talk about when we initially created the game, like we were not too sure about the title and about like amount of character. Like, should it be all ChainGuardian character or should it be a mix of Web 2 game characters? So we decided to do a combination of two. But I think one of the few things that we want to do, we talk about the pets. Second thing is other ChainGuardian character will come in. So which means this time when you get the leaderboard, you get the FOMO packs. Of course, you can buy FOMO packs later on the launch pad. You will be able to get a few more characters. Now, I think each quarter what we plan to do is some characters you cannot buy, some character that you can only get in FOMO packs. So which means like the next character that we release, you have to be on the leaderboard to be able to get the extra character. And one of the other things we're also thinking about is like the core character is this character called kind of like this mage and Crow, and then the mage name is Crow. And essentially we were also thinking about maybe we have an alternative to that, and maybe it will be Sonya, because she's kind of floating mage like character. So there's quite a few like integration we're thinking about. Yeah.
That's great. So there's lots of different stages, lots of different themes. Yeah, it sounds like it's coming along really nicely to me. Actually, what I wanted to do is just quickly announce some winners of the Gleam competition while we're here.
Ooh, let's go.
We did a social competition. I know Noi wanted to win it, but he definitely has not won it. So that's just that's fine, isn't it, Noi?
No, it's not. That's
See how strategically avoided noise question about like,
yeah.
you know.
It's okay. It's okay.
Okay, let me just get my the winners up then in front of me to tell you who has won the what they've won is warrior cards, right? So these are the cards that people can actually get if they own the corresponding Chain Guardian NFT, but these guys are going to get it as extra, right?
Mm-hmm.
Here we go. Winners incoming.
No, that's how we keep getting you to keep drawing character for us. Like one day you'll be able to get your own character, the one that you design. Keep working.
Keep working.
Okay.
2,000 characters later.
So here we are, guys. You might recognize the names, you might not, but I think they all do exist. These people all are active on our Discord. So if you're watching or watching later, you know, this might be your name. So the winner of the Captain DevX Warrior card, 30% stat boost, is, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm dragging this out. Superman with lots of N's. Superman.
Wow.
I recognize that person's name, so they have. I think they should be excited about that. So then, the second winner that we have of Dasha, or as I like to call her, Sasha for some reason. I keep getting it wrong, calling her Sasha, but you know I prefer Sasha, so let's just go with that. Is Drill and Phil. So Drill and Phil has won the Sasha. Fantastic. And the last winner,
The dentist.
Lolita, yeah, the dentist, Drill and Phil.
That's right.
Lolita has been won by Alex Arla. So 3 people, 3 winners. They'll be airdropped to you, I think, very shortly. Send. That's not them being sent.
By tomorrow.
Congrats, guys. That's awesome.
Congratulations. Those are awesome.
I'm so bitter, but whatever.
So actually,
one of my favorite
thing, right, is that everyone wants the Bitsy card, right? Everyone wants to play as Bitsy, but actually, there's only a very rare amount of people that will have the Bitsy NFT. But in ChainArena, people can finally play as Bitsy, which is, I think, quite a great thing for us.
I think it's amazing. I certainly will be FOMOing and get a Bitsy because
How could I be mad?
Yeah, I want to play as Bitsy for sure.
Cool. And what I want to do quickly is just give away. I want to give away all of those 3 cards to one lucky person. I don't know if I'm authorized to do that, but I'm going to do it anyway. So, right, we're going to have one question, and then the first person to answer the question is going to win a Warrior card bundle worth RRP 999,000 gems. I made that up. So I want someone to win it. I want someone to take it away. I feel like a game show host at the moment.
Let's go.
So, right, here's the question. First person in the chat to name which 6, is it 6? Which OGs characters are available to play as in ChainArena? Go. And I'm hoping someone on the call knows the answer to that. Put my glasses on to hide. So first person to answer can win, basically.
No,
we'll give it 30 seconds or a minute, basically.
I can't play. No. I'm disqualified.
Can I play?
Yeah. If no one in the chat wins, you guys can absolutely claim it.
We don't even have to type it in, or you and I can bash it out.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm not gonna play. I want to give everybody a fair shake.
What?
Yeah.
It looks like nobody wants to win these cards, which is absolutely fine.
Then what you can do is the first person to watch a live stream just post it in the general or something and tag you.
Yes, absolutely. So if you're watching this show later, first person to name those characters, it's really easy. You're going to win the Chain Guardian Warrior card bundle. Fantastic. Great.
Do we have Discord link down on the YouTube and stuff like that?
Someone's typed in.
Possibly.
Sasha.
Oh.
We got close. So I think we're about out of time, guys. Actually, so the next steps is what I really want everyone to do, and everyone watching this show later, is to go in and sign up for your warrior card claim, because that's dropping. You know, you've got until the 20th of December to do that, and you get the corresponding card basically. Even if you don't have one of the OGs, I'm not going to give the answer out now. Even if you don't have one of the OGs, still sign up, because we're going to be dropping a certain amount of them to other people as well. So just sign up. Everyone's got a chance. And yeah, we appreciate. I think Light Guardian wins by having a go. Light Guardian, you have won the pack. Okay, so fantastic. Well done. 3 warrior cards are coming to you. That's been authorized. That's signed off. I can ask Idon later if I can do that.
He's right here.
Yeah.
Idon's like, no.
Like marketing budget will, like, you know, directly donated by the CMO salary.
I'm not giving away my
Guardian.
So the next step, the game is launching very soon. Look out for the release date. Make sure you do your warrior cards. And actually, for next steps as well, we've got another stream next week. This is the Ecosystem Holiday Celebration. We'll be talking all about Chain Guardians RPG, Chain Guardians in Cryptoverse. For all the RPG lovers out there, one little bit of tease for you guys, if you're watching this, is that we've finally chosen a name for the Chain Guardians RPG.
Drum roll.
Oh, what is it?
I can't say, but
It's going to be released on the day.
yeah, the reveal is going to happen. It's going to be spectacular. Chain Guardians RPG is coming to town, and we've got a beautiful brand new name for it, and I can't wait to share it.
Thought long and hard. I dreamt up that name. I had sleepless nights because it really needs to evoke what this game is about, and be recognizable to everyone. So guys, just saying,
you guys
if
are
you don't love it,
way too high
on me. Yeah.
We really do think this is the perfect name for Chain Guardians RPG. So please tune in next week to find out what that is. Claim your cards. Thank you to Idon.
Thank you everyone for checking the video, and you know, happy holidays. Enjoy playing the game. A lot more to come next year, and actually before end of the year, there's actually quite a few more announcements that's yet to come. Quite a few exciting stuff. So yeah, see you around very soon.
It's gonna get good, guys.
Yeah. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, guys.
See you guys in the week.
Thank you for coming. Thank you for watching.
See you next time.
Bye.